Hello, this is KJ, ready to read for Eye of the Daytime for the fire signs for 2026, starting with Aries, moving to Leo, and then to Sagittarius. All right, so 2026 for me, I will have Mercury in Pisces influencing me from the start of my solar return. So that's intuitive communication. And really, we should be developing our intuition. We should be working on owning our personal insights. We've got the Chariot for the Aries. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Backpacker of Cups. The Moon. And we have the Backpacker of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so you let go of fear of missing out. So, I mean, I feel like that's a lifestyle change. That's a choice to choose differently. You know, regardless of what you're used to, maybe the same old stuff doesn't work for you anymore. So again, let go of FOMO and you take up space and you work on building a better vibe. We've got the Six of Pentacles. You're choosing to be generous. You're choosing generosity. You're also choosing nurturing. You want to choose the nurturing physical projects. So essentially you're resourceful, and because you're resourceful, you're able to help other people. And then let go of any guilt. I mean, you just got to let things play out. So if you're choosing the generosity, you're choosing kindness, you're choosing to work towards making something work out for the highest good of people involved. We don't have to wish bad on people. Maybe they've had a hard enough go at life. So now you're more like, you're being brave, you're doing what you think you should be doing, you're letting go of the what ifs. I mean, you're like going down your path, focused on a goal. So, I mean, you don't really want to hide. You know, when people don't have to guess what you're doing, then maybe you're better off just being your authentic, wild self. You know, just choosing to do whatever it is you're setting out to do. Again, you're letting go of fear of missing out. Maybe you're getting serious about the networking. We've got the Backpacker of Wands. Yeah, you're letting go of the rules. There's more going on with people than is visible. You know, you look at karma clearing, you look at Saturn and Aries, you look at Neptune and Aries. There's just new energy coming in 2026. So Aries becomes an important player in the game of life. People are looking at the Aries. Then we've got the work-life balance, the Two of Pentacles. Don't be rigid. You can't just work and force. You won't have time for that work-life balance. You won't have time to take a walk. So essentially, I mean, you know, if you have to take a class and, you know, it takes away from time where you could be earning money, or you could be doing something that has an immediate reward, just recognize that you need to be grounded. You know, you be like the Scorpio, be a spiritual warrior, fight for a cause. We've got grounding, we have intuition, we have forgiveness. That is a really hard thing to do sometimes. It really is. You know, you're overlooking, you're choosing to overlook. We've got manifest. So if you're trying to manifest, forgiving can be helpful in what it is you're trying to manifest. Okay, so I'll read these angel cards. We're going to move on to Leo. We've got intuition. I trust and feel. No, I trust my feelings and insights. So you got to trust yourself. You know, like you feel like somebody needs you. You feel like people need you. You feel committed to a path. You're like, I have nothing to lose, something to gain. I am steady and grounded. There's people that just keep investing in the same situation. You know, they just try to be there, let it play out. We have forgiveness. You can forgive yourself. Forgiving yourself and others, you know. Forgiving yourself is part of it. The angels want you to remember that self-forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. You need to approach it exactly as you would approach forgiving someone else, with a lack of ego, a compassionate heart, and a patient and persevering mind. Okay, so yeah, we can be angry and unforgiving towards ourselves. We can be too hard on ourselves, you know, and we're just human beings having a human experience. Believe you have everything you need. Believe that you can accomplish what's necessary with what you have. I mean, things play out a little bit at a time, and you could be working on something for years, and that's okay. You know, there's no telling what will happen, but you need to focus on taking up space and being seen. You know, you can't hide in the shadows, and you just have to be seen this year. So, don't worry about what the rules are. Maybe you need to disassociate with certain groups of people. All right, so that's for Aries. I'm going to move on to the Leo. And then I'll read for the Sagittarius. So I'm going to read for the Leo. Okay. Reading for the Leo. Okay. Reading for the Leo. All right. What do we have for the Leo? What do we have for Leo for 2026? The World. We have the Six of Swords. You're on an adventure of your own. We've got the Guide of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the High Priestess. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so yeah, we've got the World at the beginning of this reading. We move on to the Six of Swords, which is believing in your own adventure. We've got the Guide of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Swords. So there's a cycle that's completed for the Leo. Something has completed. You release your attachment to the situation. So, I mean, something in the past ran its course. You release your attachment to the situation. Okay, so here we've got the Six of Swords, which is about faith. You stop second guessing. You're trying to do your journey. You're trying to go towards what is important for you now. You're ready for the whitewater adventure. You're ready for what's next on the road of life, whatever may come. You know, you're wrapping up, you know what was. You're wrapping up what was. People got to be open to what's next. You can't be hanging on to stuff and being bitter and angry and, you know, sad and have regret, you know. I mean, maybe don't take it so seriously, you know. People in your shoes will do the same thing. You do have to let go at some point. So again, you care about the mind-body connection. Compartmentalizing doesn't work. You know, healing is mental, it's emotional, it's physical, it's a choice. You know, you can choose to live better while you have an opportunity, while you can. You know, you can choose to believe in hope. You can believe in destiny. Like, what do you really think your destiny is? Okay, release those obligations. You know, things change. People change their mind. You know, fate, destiny, everything unfolds differently than they thought it would. So in understanding that, you know, everybody's an individual, nobody's obligated to a certain path. I mean, people can choose a different path than the people that came before them. I mean, you know, you can choose to do better than your parents. You can choose to grow and develop and be something more than they were. You know, like everybody has their limited level of understanding, and then too, our level of understanding, our level of coping, it can improve and it can get better with time. So it's like we can allow things to be better. And, you know, we can release our insecurities and just be bold and live in the moment. Leos live in the moment. They like to experience the here and the now. The past will hang you up. I mean, we don't have control over what's going on all the time. You know, if somebody's on a different path, you know, send them good vibes that they're going to know that they need to stop, and they need to be on another path. They need to be doing something different. And, you know, you recognize that, you know, they've got their own stuff to work through. And being that people have stuff to work through, you know, you got to give people space to do that. So you don't really need approval. You need to be caught up in the excitement of what's next. I mean, you've got some things going for you. You don't know how long you'll be here. Take advantage of your life while you can. You know, I mean, we can choose to have a legacy. We can choose to leave something behind. We can choose better. So, I mean, the intuition development matters. Choosing better. You know, like, you know, what does your gut say? What does your gut say about how much control you have over what people do? I mean, we put it out there that we care about people, but let's not be a victim. You operate differently now. You're on a different journey. So focus on the different journey. You know, you can let go of the toxic energy that was just a way of life. You can let go of survival, you know, being a victim. Are you just here to survive, or are you here to create better? Here we have rebirth. Okay, so there's something new. Something new is coming. We got love. We've got fairy wings. So, you know, you gotta trust. If you have a rebirth, if there's something positive going on with you, I am in constant bloom. I am refreshed, rejuvenated, and reborn. You have entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth, where you have the opportunity to align with your higher self and the overarching principles that guide you. The angels say to be prepared to be the best you can be. So we start a little bit at a time. You know, there's little steps we take that can lead to the improvements that we need to make. Divine inspiration strikes at the most wonderful times. The angels remind you that the more you believe in your abilities and let your creative impulses out, the better artist you become. You start to feel more alive and powerful as you allow new and wonderful ideas into your mind. So we can co-create our life. We need to believe in that. We've got love. I give my heart ready to receive the heart of another. We never know when we could meet somebody that can help us change. We can help them, they can help us. Fairy wings, my inner child is happy and carefree. Do you ever feel like a lost child, wandering aimlessly through life? How do you feel you've forgotten how to be truly happy and carefree? The angels ask you to play, to have fun, and let go of the adult seriousness you have been carrying around. So just lighten up. When we're in a good state of mind, we can have good come back to us. Just believe, trust, be carefree. You got this rebirth. You have to focus. You have to keep your head together to do what's next, what's necessary, and what's next. All right, Leo. Okay, that's for Leo. I'm going to move on to the Sagittarius. Moving on to the Sagittarius for 2026. Oh, Sagittarius. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to reinvent yourself, it's a process. If you're trying to go a different direction, it's a process. Maybe there's some people that aren't going with you. Ace of Swords. The Explorer of Swords. The Eight of Cups. The Four of Pentacles. The Backpacker of Swords. The Three of Wands. Justice. Okay. So what's fair is not labeling, not comparing. Yeah, this jumps out here. Not labeling, not comparing. Everybody has it differently. So, sometimes the people before us had more opportunities. Sometimes they just had things magically fall into place. And they were able to build, and they were able to just have it like that. Okay, if you're like more on an adventure, you're also letting go of the hierarchy and how things should be. You let go of how things should be, okay? No more excuses. You have clarity. You know what you should be doing. No more excuses, clarity, focus. Let go of the hierarchy. Let go of how things are supposed to look, who's supposed to be next in line, who's, gonna have this and gonna have that. And just be tolerant. I mean, do you really win anything by staying where you are? Trying to hang on to some idea. So just be tolerant of, people with their own agendas. I mean, you can't necessarily fix everything. You can't necessarily force anything. You know, you could try. You can try to win people over. But ultimately, we can't always win everybody over. So, at this point, you're letting go of avoidance and you're coming to acceptance. So, there's new things in the works, and you're accepting what is new. You're accepting what is new. You're choosing different. You know, like, you know, accepting if you choose things to be as they are, you're not going to like what they'll become, because like if you're on a certain path and the path has potential for it not to be a positive ending, you have a chance to do something different. We all have chances. So, I mean, are you really wanting to do the poverty, the scarcity? Are you really wanting to do that sad experience, that sad life? Is that really what's going to make you happy? Do you want to let go? Like letting go allows the new energy to come in. So if there's something that's not working for you, you need to choose different. You choose better, but you can do affirmations. You can choose to believe in different. Believe in things getting better. Believe in things improving. Believe that tomorrow's a new day. Believe that you don't have to, struggle alone. You know, you can choose differently. You can choose better. You can, move on. You know, like, it's like if someone's wondering if they really want to go down that path, maybe that path will lead to something really great. So we've got the Backpacker of Swords. Okay, you don't need to be obedient. You can be different. You can bring your own style to what's going on. You can bring your own style, your own flavor. You can be different. Let go of obedience. Let go of being obedient to a path. I mean, you have an obedience to your own life too. I mean, maybe, you could be tempted to merge, with people. And, when you just automatically want to do that merging, maybe you're missing something, so there's logistics to look at. And again, it's fair not to label. It's fair. Yeah. I mean, we label things positive, negative, good, and bad. You know, we see there's duality in life. People have positive sides to their character and negative sides. So it's like, if there's something we feel guilty about, you know, like maybe there's people we can't help, and you know, we feel like we should be helping them, but then, you know, you got to help yourself too. So we have honesty. Living with integrity is a good thing. We've got joy. So authenticity, integrity, honesty, joy. Here we have flow. Things happen when they're supposed to. You know, yeah, we could try to force our own time frame. Here we have transform. All things in life change, and I adapt willingly and easily. You know, adjust to the new. Let go of the old if need be. I mean, yeah, we all think things should be a certain way, but is that what's best for us? Trust the flow of the universe. Go with the flow. You can't force outcomes. Search for the truth, act upon the truth, and tell the truth, even though it may not make you popular. Say what you think and think what you say. Yeah, I mean, people sometimes are on a different path, and, you know, that's okay. It's okay. When I feel happy, I manifest more reasons to be happy. So, I mean, you want better? You want to say, let's do better. You know, you want to break away. You want to say, let's do better. And so things are going to happen when they're supposed to. You can transform, you can change. You can take it one day at a time. All right, that's my message for Sagittarius. Thank you for watching.